In the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. As Muhammad, peace be upon him, narrated, if anyone travels on a road in search of knowledge, Almighty Allah will cause him to travel on one of the roads of paradise. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Tariq Masood. Thank you very much for watching my videos and your wonderful support to make the channel a grand success. We are partner of family. Please subscribe and share our channel if you haven't done so far. We as a team can work together to convert challenges into opportunities and opportunities into success stories. These success stories can be monetized into value addition. Thank you very much for your precious time. Okay. Today I'm going to discuss my lecture number 13, oil and gas productions, exploration, production, upstream, midstream, refining, petrochemical differentiated performance enabling profit optimization, lecture number 30. Okay, so before my lecture I used to read a Quranic verse, Qala Rabbi Shrali Sadri wa Yassarli Amri Wahlul Uqdatam min lisani Yafqahu Qawli Allahumma Rabbi Zidni Ilma. O my Lord, open my chest and ease my task for me, and loose a knot from my tongue that they may understand my sayings. Allahumma Rabbi Zidni Ilma, O Allah, advance me in my knowledge and a true understanding. Okay, this is my future plan, which I have started already, oil and gas productions. So, the introduction, we have completed facilities and process. We have completed reservoir and wellhead. We are working on it, upstream facilities. Today, I'm going to deliver lecture upstream facilities. So, in detail, we will start again and give more detail about the equipments. Midstream facilities, refining facilities, petrochemical facilities, utility systems, unconventional, conventional resources and environment effects. What is ultimate goals? Shaping the clean and sustainable global energy. We have a plan to deliver more than 300 lectures next couple of years. Okay, oil and gas production, upstream oil and gas process, lecture number 13. From my next page, I'm going to give you key takeaway points and then I will run a complete trail on my today lecture. Okay, key takeaway points, lecture number 13, facilities, process, onshore, offshore facilities, upstream oil and gas process, manifolds and gathering, separations, well testing and production separators. Okay, upstream oil and gas process. The oil and gas process is the process equipment that takes the product from the wellhead manifolds and deliver stabilized marketable product in the form of crude oil, condensate or gas. Components of the process also exist to test products and clean waste products such as produced water. If you can see in the pictures, I have demonstrated two versions. One is offshore well producers and one is onshore. Okay, this is a medium-sized platform with one production train and it's producing approximately 40 to 45,000 barrels of oil actual productions after the separation of the water and gas. The associated gas and water are used for onboard power generations and gas re-injected back into the reservoir as we have discussed in my earlier slide. There is only one separation and gas compression train. The water is treated and released. It could also have been re-injected back into the reservoir. This process is quite representative of hundreds of similar size installation and only one more complete gas treatment train for gas sport is missing from the system. Okay, eventually this sends the oil via a short pipeline to a nearby storage floaters on a gravity-based platform. Floating production and storage operations, that is also known FPSO or other words a degassing station, and onshore platforms storage as a part of the main installation if the oil is not piped and pumped out directly from the production unit. A large number of connections to the chemicals, flarings are we will discuss in my next slide. Okay, now so we will discuss today next well test separators and production separators. This is the production wells, manifolds. First stage 170, 40, 10 psi, 0 psi, and gas gathering compressor station. This is my dehydration unit, and this is Midstream to recover C3, C4 facilities. Crude oil and flows are gathered from different manifolds. Then it's routed to the first stage production, three-phase production separators. Isolation valves arrangements are provided in the shutdown valve manifolds area to ensure a uniform distribution from the different manifolds to the first stage separators. Okay, after implementing a gas lift systems, the wellhead pressure dropped from 700 psi to 170 psi. Demulsifier chemical is injected into each crude oil inlet into the first separators for oil and water proper separations. It helps to separate the water. After separation, a rag is compressed and then directed to the dehydration unit. After stabilization, the degassing oil passes under the level control into the oil transfer lines to storage facilities at site before being exported into the export area. Produced water passes through the hydrocycle where intent oil is removed. The de-oiled water passes under the level control to the degassers where the further trace of oil and gas are removed. The clean water leaves the degasser under a level control, passes outside the station perimeters fence to the disposal well. Okay, now we will discuss further manifold and gas gathering system in my next slide. Okay, manifolds and gathering, piping and risers, check valves, master control valves, choke valves, double SV, subsurface safety valves, triple SV, subsurface safety valve, wing valves. Okay, these facilities uses a subsea production wells. The typical high pressure HP wellhead at the bottom right with its Christmas tree and choke is located on the seabed. A production riser offshore of the gathering line onshore bring the well flow into the manifolds. As the reservoir is produced, well may fall in a pressure and become low pressure LP wells. Okay, this one may include several check valves. The choke, master and wing valves are relatively slow. Therefore, in case of production shutdown, the pressure on the first section's valves close will rise to the maximum wellhead pressure before these valves can close. The pipeline and risers are designed with this in mind. Short pipeline distance are not a problem, but longer distance may cause a multi-phase well flow to separate and from several plugs of liquids with gas in between. Traveling in a pipeline, severe slugging may upset the separation process and cause overpressure safety shutdown. Slugging may also occur in the well or described earlier as we have discussed. Slugging can be controlled manually by adjusting the choke or by automatic slug control valves. Additional area of heavy condensate may form the pipeline. At high pressure, these plugs may freeze, not only sea temperatures, for example. If production is shut down or with high long offset, this can be prevented by injecting the ethylene glycol. Okay, production test and injections manifolds. Test separators, LP wells, HP wells, first stage separator, second stage, third stage separator, as we discussed earlier. Check valves allow each wells to be routed into one or more of several manifolds lines. There will be at least one for each process train, plus additional manifolds for testing and balancing purposes. In this, as we can see here, we show test low pressures and high pressures manifold. The test manifolds allow one or more wells to be routed to the test separators. Since there is only one process train, the HP and LP manifolds allow groups of HP and LP wells to be taken to the first and second stage separator respectively. The chokes are said to reduce the wellhead flow and pressure to desired HP and LP pressure respectively. The desired setting for each well and which of the wells produced at high LP various production wells are defined by reservoir specialists to ensure optimum production and recovery rate. Okay, on my next slide, we will give a brief about separation and test separators and well test. Okay, separations. As described earlier in my model, the well stream may consist of crude oil, gas, condensate, water, and various contaminants. The purpose of the separator is to spill the flow into desired fractions. Okay, test separators. Test separators are used to separate the well flow from one or more wells for analysis and detailed flow measurements. In this way, the behavior of each well under different pressure flow conditions can be defined. This normally takes place when the well is taken into production and later at regular intervals, typically 1 to 2 months, and will measure the total and components flow rates under different production conditions. Undesired consequences such as slugging or sand can also be determined. The separated components are analyzed in the laboratory to determine hydrocarbons composition of the gas, oil, and condensate. Test separators can also be used to produce a fuel gas for a power generation when the main process is not running. Alternatively, a three-phase flow meter can be used to save weight and etc. Thank you very much. This was my last slide on my. So we will conclude today's lecture and then we will give you what we plan have to discuss my next couple of weeks. Okay, today we have discussed manifolds and gathering systems, separators, test separators, production separator first, second stage. Our future plan to discuss coalescers, gas treatments, produced water treatments, and electrostatic disorder. These are few references: Qatar Petroleum, Oil and Gas Development Pakistan, World Energy, Gas Geological, Gas Department, Schellenberger, International, Wikipedia, Oklahoma, State Oil, North Sea, Story of Oil, Airline, Natural Gas for Wellhead 200. Together, everyone achieve more. Please do not hesitate to send me your feedback, comments, t.masood.dr@path.edu. Thank you very much and stay blessed.